Hello to you. I'm Jesse R. Johnson. This is Islam, the only 1,405 years world war against the whole of humanity, a world war against the total human race. To continue, this is part 3. Please share and subscribe. Now, to continue, part 1 was from 623 AD to 632 AD. Part 2 is from the 600s to the 800s AD. Part 3, of which this is from the 900s AD to the 1200s AD. Part 4 is from the 1300s AD to the 1600s AD. Part 5 is from the 1700s AD to the 1900s AD. Part 6 is from 2000 AD to 2025 AD. Number 1, the Quran was written 150 years after so-called Muhammad, who never existed, because this is the false narrative. Muhammad died. Number 2, Al-Bukhari, 810 AD to 870 AD, the first hadith writer. He wrote his hadiths 830 to 846 AD, 200 years after non-existent Muhammad died. Al-Daraqutni wrote his hadiths a maximum of 353 years after so-called Muhammad, who never existed, he died. The hadiths were written 200 to 353 years after so-called Muhammad, who never lived. Because it is part of the false narrative. The killing, the slaughter, the wars, the battles did take place. But a false narrative was attached to it. Islam and world conquest. The over 780 wars, battles of Muslims in 1,400 years to subdue humanity from 623 AD to 2025 AD. The raids, sieges, mass butcheries, mass multi-genocides, mass murders, mass slaughters, tens of thousands of beheadings, battles, wars, large and small, invasions, offensive-only attacks, assassinations, expeditions, conquests, surges, campaigns, defeats, civil wars between Muslims themselves, revolts, massacres, disruptions, rebellions, sacks, and so on. This is what has taken place over 1,400 years, all the way up to the present day, of Muslims seeking to overthrow the whole human race. Now, this is the over 780 major wars and battles, and over 200 minor wars and battles to subdue the whole of humanity over a 1,400 years time period, to force all humans to become Muslims and to accept the political ideology of Islam by force, sword, or death. Starting with the slaughters, 80 to 120 rapes, mass murders, and 1,000 and more beheadings personally of Muhammad committed by him, and his second, third, and fourth in command offensive attacks. This is part 3. Part 3 from 900 AD to 999 AD. We'll start with here. 902, the fall of Sicily to Muslims. 909, Abu Abdullah al-Shia overthrows the Aghlabids and in the Sunni rule. 909 to 1171, which is 262 years over that time, the Fatimid Caliph, North Africa, founded in Cairo, 914, the Fatimid invasion of Egypt. 924, the Battle of Sivan. That's the Sajids did this. 927, the invasion of Iraq. 930, the sack of Mecca takes the Black Stone. 935, Rukin al-Dawla conquers Ray. 942, Ibn Raik recaptures power in Baghdad. 950, Bayud Emirate Also in that year, the Tulun Emirate, the Safarid Emirate, the Saminid Emirate, 951. The Cormatanes restores the Black Stone, 965. The Byzantines recaptures Tarsus, 969 A.D. Fatimids conquer Egypt. Also along that year, the word Sultan, used 350 years after so-called Muhammad, who never existed, but is part of the false narrative that has been stuck into the true narrative. 998 to 1090 A.D., which is 32 years, Mahmud of Ghazni threatens. Hold on, please. Once again, 998 to 1030 AD, 32 years of time, Mahmud of Ghazni threatens in order to produce mass conversions to Islam in Afghanistan of Hindus and Buddhists. This is a threat to them to force them to become Muslims. In 999 AD, Karahan Turks capture Bukhara. Total 22 wars, battles, genocides, etc. In 100 years, the Almohad Caliph created and the Nasrid Emirate created in that time. To continue, with 1000 AD to 1099 AD. 1000 AD, Islam spreads to Nigeria by sword and slaughter. 1001 AD, Battle of Peshawar. 1004 AD, capture of Batia by Muslims. 1005 AD, capture of Multan and Gur. 1008, defeat of Rajput by the Muslims. 1011 AD, Muhammad II overthrown by Suleiman III. 1013, Berber Muslims massacre and pillage Cordoba. Also in Cordoba, Spain, 2,000 plus people, Jews that is, are killed. 1019 AD, conquest of Punjab, that's in India. 1020, Buwaid Sultan, overthrown by Musharrif. 1025 AD, Mahmud raids Gujarat, plundering Somnath Temple. 1027 AD, the Muslims attacks and slaughters of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. 1030 AD, attacks on India by Muslims, and Muslims capture Lahore. 1031 AD, the end of the Umayyad in Cordoba. 1033 AD, in a program in Fez, Morocco that is, and Berber, Muslims kill more than 6,000 Jews, take and rape their women and girl children, and take possessions. And Muslims are doing the same to this day. 1035 AD, continuous attacks by Muslims and genocide by Muslims of and in West Africa. 1037 AD, the Seljuk Turks sack Ghazni. 1040 AD, Battle of Dandan Akan. 1041 AD, Ghaznavid Sultan overthrown. 1059 AD, Turul Bey overthrows Buwayids. Now, 1064 AD, the Seljuks capture Ani, genocide and butchering its whole population. 1065 AD, the Fatimids rescues Germans attacked by Bedouin. 1071 AD, the Battle of Manzikert, and the Seljuk Sultanate moves on Anatolia. 1082, Almoravids conquered Algeria. 1085, 4 years siege. Alfonso the Sixth takes Toledo. Also in that year, Castile enters Toledo, the Christians. 1086 AD, Battle of Zalakha. 1090, capture of Alamut. 1091, Normans conquer Muslims in Sicily. 1095, the First Crusade against Muslims. 1097 AD, Battle of Dorylaeum. 1099 AD, Crusaders capture Jerusalem against the Fatimid and rule for 88 years, or until 1187 AD. To continue, the total amount is 34 battles, genocides, wars, etc. of Muslims to suppress humanity. What can be called also oppression, not only suppression, but oppression also. 1100 AD to 1199 AD. 1100 AD to 1120 AD, 20 years that is. Muslims killed, slaughtered, mass butchered, mass raped women and children, both genders, beheaded thousands of children, took over 1 million slaves out of Europe to Muslim-occupied lands. 1100 AD to 1500 AD, which is 400 years, Muslims fought over 200 small, minor battles in Spain alone, lasting 400 years approximately, trying to take Spain. 1100 AD, Islam spreads to Asia. 1118 AD, Christians capture Zaragoza. 1119 AD, Battle of Field of Blood, Crusades, that is, 1130. Horrid battles. 1144 AD, the Second Crusades, Edessa captured from the Christians. 1147, Moravids overthrown by Almohad. 1148, the siege of Damascus repulsed, winning the Second Crusades. 1173, Kawar, Sultan overthrown. 1174, 1173, 19 years, Muslims take Jerusalem. Saleh Din again. Now, 1175 AD, expedition in India with conquering of Multan from Ismail Muslims. Now, 1176 AD, Muhammad Ghor captures Uch. Now, 1182, Muhammad Ghor captures Sindh. 1186, Ghurids overthrow Punjab. 1187, Saladin recaptures Jerusalem. Or Saladin. Now, to continue, in that same year, Battle of Hattin. 1189 AD, the Third Crusades. 1190, Battle of Merv. 1191, First Battle of Terrain. 1192, Second Battle of Terrain. 1194, occupation of Delhi, that's in India, by Muslims. 1195, Battle of Castile. 1199, conquest of North India and Bengal by Ghurids, that's Muslims. Now, 1200 AD to 1299 AD, the 1202 AD, Khalji conquers parts of Bengal, the Fourth Crusade. 1204, Battle of An-Hakud. 1206, Ghori assassinated by rival Muslims. 1206 to 1526, or 320 years' time, Sindh Emirate, Delhi Sultanate. 1211 AD, Aram Shah overthrown by Itutmish. 1212 AD, Battle of Lash Navis de Tolosa, Morocco. 1216 AD, Battle of Nakur. 1217 AD, Maronids defeated, Battle of Cebu River. Fifth Crusade, also in that year. 1218 AD, Genghis Khan invades Persia, 26 years of time. 1219 AD, Mongols invades Muslims, 1219 to 1295, 76 years in total. 1227, assassination of Almohad ruler. The Sixth Crusade also takes place in that year. 1229 AD, Ayyubid al-Kamil restores Jerusalem to the Christians. 1230 AD, end of Khwarizmid Empire. 1244 AD, the Battle of Abu Bayesh. 1245 AD, the Muslims conquered Jerusalem again. In that same year, the Seventh Crusade starts. 1250 AD, Mamluk, or the Turkish slaves, take over. These Turkish slaves take over. 1256 to 1265, 9 years total. Hulagu Khan fights. 1258, Battle of Baghdad. Baghdad is sacked. End of the golden age of Islam. End of the golden age of Islam. 1258 AD. To continue, 1260 AD, Battle of An in Syria. Battle of Jalut. In that same year, Mamluk Wars, 1260. In that same year, 1266, the Eighth Crusade fails. 1267 AD, Almohad Caliph seeks help from the Christians. Can you believe this? Muslims slaughtering Christians, then go and ask for help from Christians. That's one for you. 1269, Idris II is overthrown by Marinids. 1270 AD, the death of Wali of Muslim rule in Mali. Ninth Crusade. 1272 AD, the Battle of Yag-Mur Rassan. 1274 AD, the Crusades ends. 1280 AD, the Battle of Hims. 1285 AD, Osman heads Ottoman Turks. 1290 AD, the end of slavery dynasty in India. The end of the slavery dynasty in India. Along in that same year, the conquest of central Maghreb, the Battle of Acre. 1299 AD, Marinids besiege Tlemcen. 1299 to 1924, 624 years, the Ottoman Empire at peak in 1683. The total is 34 battles, mass genocides, etc. in 100 years, 9 crusades to halt Muslims' advances, and genocidal aggression. I want to thank everyone for listening and watching. Please join me on part 4, and please share and subscribe, and have a fine day. But remember, the world war of Islam against the total human race is happening at this very moment. And I want to thank everyone again for listening and watching, and have a fine day.